Hi everyone, my name is Kasia Herdman and I am the brain, the heart, and the hand behind Blush Permanent Makeup. This is my first YouTube video, so please be kind because I'm a little scared. But hopefully, if I make it through this one, I will be able to provide you with educational content based on my journey through permanent makeup, and I hope you benefit from it because there's so much to talk about and there's so much knowledge out there, and I just want to carve out little space for myself and for you so that we can all grow in this community together, okay? So today, just getting my feet a little wet with this, but I did want to talk about something that I'm pretty comfortable with, and that would be the Fade Pigment line by Davies. So first and foremost, I purchased it probably about 4 months ago, just a little bit after it went on pre-order. I think I paid $215. It was probably on sale at the time, and it actually came with a full breakdown and a class that comes with it online. It is usually priced, I want to say $99. Currently, it's also for free to take it. Even if you're not intending to buy this set, I still would recommend you taking the class. It is very informative. There are a lot of great aspects of that class. It doesn't just talk about the set. It goes in depth into color theory. It goes in depth into the biology of skin, into the Fitzpatricks. It really is very informative, and I had taken similar classes in the past, and I still found, the verbiage of this one to be very easy to digest and very informative. So I truly recommend just even taking the class, even if you're not going to buy this. Now, the chances are, if you take that class, you'll probably want to get it, and there are many reasons why. But before, I just wanted to do like quick swatches on this. Either I'll decide to do it on my hand or on paper, I'm not sure yet. I just want to walk you through this real quick. So this set is honestly great. It comes with 8 different bottles of pigment, which to me, those bottles are just so beautiful. I wanted to put them on my shelf even if I wasn't going to use the actual pigment, because it's truly eye candy. They're just beautiful. But then after taking the class, I thought, well, I can actually get behind this. It is REACH compliant. They are a hybrid, but mostly inorganic pigments. And what that means is they are intended to fade over time, significantly fade over time. Before we get to that, when you open the box, I want to say this is the code to the class. It comes with this chart. The chart is awesome. Walks you through all the different Fitzpatricks. Something that I really appreciate that Davies did is put together a set that is very comprehensive for new artists based on their name. So the names are either light, medium, or dark. And then you have warm, neutral, or cool, and blonde, auburn, or brown. So every single color is broken down by these 3 aspects. So, you can pick a color that is medium, warm, and brown, or you can pick a color that's light, neutral, and blonde. And it's much easier to pick the right color looking at your client than wonder, is the chocolate or whatever other name that you might be working with appropriate for your client. That is very comprehensive to figure out which pigment would be the best for you. You just basically look at, is the hair blonde? Is it auburn? Is it brown? Okay. Do I need cool? Do I need neutral? Do I need warm? Okay. And then the last one is, I'm forgetting right now. Oh, dark, light, or medium. So I really do appreciate that she broke it down like that, because I remember as a new artist, it was very confusing to me which colors to use. And because they were just named things, right? Those names don't really tell you much unless you really work with the pigment enough to understand. And this gives you that initial insight without having much experience with it. You can already kind of tell what the pigment is going to be like. And there are not too many pigments. They cover all of the 6 Fitzpatrick scale clients that can come through your door. So yes, I highly recommend this set. It is also not supposed to be diluted, and it is pre-modified. So as they come in a bottle, this is how they should be used. Some, usually organic pigments, will also come with a dilution bottle and also a modifier. For a new artist, that really can be overwhelming, at least it was for me. So, you know, for the newer artists, I definitely also appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit more about the fact that they are inorganic pigments. What makes this line a little bit different than the other inorganic pigments I've ever worked with is that Tina Davies basically sat down and saw the problem in the industry, which is color shifting over time into, you know, tones of blue, green, purple. We've seen it all, right? She wanted to create something stable enough to fade over time, but then maintain the integrity of the color. So so that we don't have these problems. And a touch-up will simply be a touch-up where you take the same bottle and reapply it all over again, and you don't have to correct it with, you know, with orange or with green or yellow, whatever you would have to use at the time. This would just be reapplied again and again and again. So in order to do that, you have to basically create all of the particles of pigment in the skin the same size so that your immune system and the UV lights react to those particular particles the same way, and then they break them down with the same rate, and the fading occurs throughout all of the different pigment ingredients, and not just, let's say, orange fades first and then all we have is the blue, or black in that case, or other colors, and then you are left with green. So she took all of the pigments ingredients and ground them and milled them down so that they are the exact same size in the bottle. The bottles are beautiful. Again, I love the bottles. We all know that already, but the design of them is a little different. It's an airless bottle with a little pump. So when you pick it up, shake it vigorously. And I will say, this probably says a minute. Shake it well before use. I will tell you, well means long. These need shooken up for a while. If they sit in one place, you can literally see the pigments starting to separate. You really want to give it a very, very good shake. And I want to say, organic pigments, I shake probably 1/5 of the time that I shake these. These are, that's definitely something to keep in mind, okay? And then when you're mixing the two colors, you might want to invest in a little mixing tool, or what I do is I take two, applicators, and I mix it with the two applicators because it creates a little bit more motion in the cup than if I had a singular applicator. Because these also, if you wanted to, this is medium warm auburn. If you wanted to mix it with light neutral blonde in the cup, they are not very loving to each other. Okay, so also something that's important to me, I sometimes like to buy my pigments in bulk. These unopened, I can't remember if they came in a sealed bottle. I can't imagine they don't. But unopened, these are good for 4 years on the shelf. Now, of course, when you open it, they are good for 12 months. And I like to put a little sticker on it just to remind me, hey, this got to you in September, so if it's past that date, discard it, right? And because this is an inorganic set, it does not go into the skin as easily as an organic set would, or organic pigment would. You want to work it into the skin a little bit slower and use more passes. And what I mean by that is, what I do when I use this set is I grab a higher configuration needle, like a 3, 5, maybe 9, 7 round liner, whatever you have handy, whatever you feel comfortable working on. And I definitely work tighter and my strokes are shorter. I sometimes also like to slow down the motion of my hand, and definitely more passes. And I'm just totally saying it, making this up. But if you are using an organic set, I had noticed the way that I work, it might be different for you, of course. For every pass that I do with an organic pigment, this pigment takes 2 passes. So if you're used to covering the brow for your ultimate result, let's say three passes over, this would definitely take 5. So again, depending how you work, but be prepared that the first wipe is not going to look the same as if you were using an organic pigment. That's just the chemistry behind it. The clients that I use this set on the most are my lightest Fitzpatrick scale clients, my 1, 2, sometimes 3, but really, really my ones are who benefit from this set the most, because they were the ones who suffered from the blonde pigments turning blue or graying out over time. These are not supposed to do that. These are supposed to just fade and lighten and soften over time, so that when your client comes back in, we're not talking about removals. We can just literally reapply the same pigment we used before. And that's huge. It's important to tell your clients also that when they leave your first appointment, if you do offer touch-ups, they will look much darker than what this pigment is going to heal into. I like to tell my clients that it will heal 60% lighter. If it retains a little more, great, but I like to let them know that a significant amount of that intensity is going to go away as they heal within the next, 2 to 6 weeks after they leave the first. Okay, now for the most exciting part of getting new pigments is actually swatching them. So let's start, oh, I already got a little dirty. Let's start with the light warm blonde. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. There you go. And what I like to do is I just put it on a piece of paper, and then I pre-wet my little applicator, and then I just, with it wet, drag it down. And you can see that this is definitely fairly light and pulls pretty warm. The main ingredient here is iron oxide yellow, so if you have anything against that, you should know. Now, this is, I went a little too fast. Look, this is light neutral blonde. And again, we're just going to follow the same pattern and go down. Definitely more neutral. It's not as warm as the other one. And I like to use watercolor paper for color swatching because it absorbs that color a little bit better. Now, medium warm auburn. If you were to pick a modifier in that whole set, this would be the one to use. As you can see, it's very warm. For your red-headed client, this is beautiful. Iron oxide red is the main ingredient in this one. Now the next one is warm, medium warm brown. There you go. This is also the same ingredient at the top, which is iron oxide red. And this is this one has a little bit more black in it. So as you go up, you will see that as they get darker, also obviously the content of black is going to be a little bit higher on the chart. Medium neutral brown. And I like to use this one for my silver queens. This is a great color to use on your gray clients. But some gray clients, you know, they don't want that. So it's really specific to their preference. Okay, next one, dark warm brown. And I hope that those abbreviations at the top make sense. Sorry, my dog is barking, because that's just who he is. There you go. This is pretty warm. This is the warmest out of all the darker colors. This still does not have black as the first ingredient. Now this one does. Dark neutral brown. And then the last one is the only color in the entire set that is actually truly a cool color. And you see how it's like coming out. You really have to shake them. And I already shook this once because I didn't want to do all this in front sorry, in front of you. There you go. This is truly the only cool colored pigment in this entire set. There you go. And you can also see a little bit that consistency at the top. They are definitely thicker. I'm gonna hopefully try to zoom in a little bit for you, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Yeah, there you go. Okay, thank you so much for still being here. This was officially my first video. What a milestone. If you have any questions, please let me know. Drop in the comments, subscribe, like, do all the things. And if you're here just to watch, that's totally fine too. I hope that you found something in this video that was new to you, or that I was able to teach you something, or make you pay a little bit more attention to an aspect of permanent makeup that you had not discovered before. So thank you so much again, and have a lovely day.